All right, good morning. It is October 19th, 2021, and I thought I'd start a little early today, just because I probably won't have time to do it this afternoon. But really, today was an uptrend day. In the overnight, we trended up. For a while, it looked like we weren't going to get through the overnight highs, but we bounced on the midline here, and then prices just trended up ever since then. And you could have got in on this whole move. So a pretty good trading day. So let's quickly take a look at these trades. So we had this strong move down, and even though it was just a break of this, we had just broken this uptrend from the overnight, I was waiting for this to break higher so I could go short on a failed second entry long, but that didn't happen. So maybe some people, you see this break, the break of this correction, and we actually got a new low right here, but then we get another new low, but we get a bullish signal bar. So there might be people who went long there. But anyway, we formed this congestion, and that quickly, it looked like a range, probably about here. Once it bounced right here, it felt like, okay, this is definitely a range. This is clearly congestive, but if you draw your measured moves, we bounce there. Here it still feels like a downtrend, but then when we bounce again, we make this double bottom, come up here, bounce at the measured move up top. That's when I was feeling very confident that this was a range. So anyway, if you take this failed second entry long right here, you get out. You might get scared right here in this congestion. You probably want to back out in this congestion, but if you don't, you do get a move here, and then this double top resets the count. We get a first entry, failed second entry long. Here, this is a lower high and this is a lower high. So this, since we have room to these lows to scalp out, I think this trade is okay. 91.75 to 90.50. So you do have room. It's also, the reason I made it red was not only is it a failed second entry long, but more importantly, it's a second entry short. And we're not 100% sure about, like, this congestion right here looked like it might have ended right there. So I like that entry. And if you're playing the range, you get this potential entry right here. And when that fails and gives you a smaller signal bar and a double bottom, I think you can, and it's at the measured move, which we found support at right here. And we're expecting a move up to a new high from this channel. I think you can go long there. And if you do, you get this this move, which is very nice. And you get a first entry, second entry short, but it's not a new high, so you can't go short there. But then you get a bounce here, and this is off of the midline of the overnight highs and lows, and it's a break out of this measured move, this congestion. What really is, this is probably, the whole thing is probably the range that you should be playing. So this is a first time breakout. And if you don't go long there, you get a first, second entry long. You might have still went short here on this big bearish bar that closes beneath the EMA. And you get a first entry, second entry short, but it's looking too congestive, and that's not a good signal bar. That's why you probably shouldn't go short here, is because this is an important price level. And so, but check out this congestion here, and this is kind of like, this is a page out of Mack's handbook, the price action trading handbook. I don't know if Mack will mark this on his chart today, but look, you get this triple top, and then you get a bearish signal bar that ticks one tick higher and closes on its low. That's a trap. That's definitely a trap. That's in the handbook. But these are really aggressive trades. Like, look at that. That's going into the bottom of an important price level. But that is a textbook. That's just a page out of the textbook right there. But anyway, you get this first entry, second entry, and that confirms the trend line. So really, I'm going to keep this aggressive because we're not sure if we're out of the range yet, but this is a good one. It's definitely a second entry, and it confirms this trend channel. And we get this leg up. This failed second entry short is too far away from the EMA. And when it shoots up, you would definitely draw this trend line. That's when I drew this trend line. And it's pretty easy to find that midline. You might be off by a little bit, but that would tell you you're going into the highs. But you get a first entry, second entry long right here. That gets you a scalp. And if you don't take that, we make a new high right here. And the trade of the day is this first, second entry long, further confirming this trend line. And you can ride this all the way up. And if you don't jump in there, I looked at this, even though it was a double bottom, as a first failed second entry short. And once that happens, you got to draw your measured move. And that measured move would have gotten you a really great target. And you could have easily rode this up. This would be a 10-point runner if you enter here. So, yeah, I like that. And then this is so this is a double bottom. First entry, failed second entry short. It's off the trend line. Room to the highs. Excuse me. Room to the highs. We still haven't hit that measured move, so I like that as well. And then you get a first entry. It's just looking like a strong uptrend. So here, look at this congestion. That's people trying to take this lower that don't know what's going on. And so that's a good place for failure. And it looks like a nice uptrend at this point. So you might go long here on this second entry long. And then here you might go long on the first failed second entry short. First failed second entry short. That probably got you a scalp too. Here you get a first failed second entry short. So I don't know. I probably looked at this as a failed second entry short, but the failure is actually right there. So you can see we get a new low. First entry, second entry. So on the failures, the signal bar doesn't matter. On a second entry long, it does. Also, look, this is actually looking congestive. So if you entered on this second entry long, look at how sideways it becomes. You have plenty of chances to get out at break even here, but this did fail. So this is actually a first, second entry short, which we would not take because that's above the EMA, and we've been trending up all day, or all day pretty much. So you're not going to take that, but you could have gotten out of break even. And that's what I saw for today. And the only trade I took was actually in the overnight. Oh, this is my practice account. Let me change it. So yeah, the only trade I took was in the overnight. I saw this, this trend channel and this trend channel up working, and you get even though these are matching highs, it looks like a first entry, second entry. And I actually came in after a scalper's target was hit already. But I really like this. It's off the trend line. So I entered again. And honestly, when I hit a scalper's profit, I just went back to sleep and put my runner. I put my stop below. Sorry, I'm going to have to talk through some noise-making toys that my son has. So I actually went to sleep and put my stop below my signal bar. And that ended up working out. I wish I just put my target at 20 points because I would have hit 20 points. But for some reason, I had it at 21 points and 2 ticks, and it didn't hit that target. So I got filled. I put it, I think, below this bar right here. So still got like 15 points, which was nice, or 14 points maybe. So that's the only trade I took this morning. I just didn't want to. I was kind of disappointed I didn't get
$1,000 trade, and I was like, all right, since my head isn't, I'm not thinking right now, I just want to take all practice trades, which is unfortunate because I had this entry right here on my practice count, but that's okay. You really can't worry about that stuff. So anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Hope everyone had a great day.